in the diaspora. So just hold on to your seat because we're about to dive into some of the theme for today's show as we reach out into the final quarter of 2023. Cannot believe we reached that far.
Time is flying, man. Time is flying.
97 days, Peck, left remaining of the year. So if you didn't meet your quota, if you didn't reach that goal, you got 97 days.
that New Year's resolution.
That resolution that you talked about 200 something odd days ago. Yeah. And in fact, today is actually the anniversary of a couple of unfortunate things that are going on in the world too. You want to know about them?
Yeah. What does today mark in the Caribbean history?
Oh my goodness! In the year 1493. Christopher Colombo set sail from Cadiz, Spain, with a flotilla of 17 ships on his second voyage to the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, you couldn't find a good iceberg or something.
Him reach one time and then let him reach again. That's what he let him forward again.
Christopher Columbus, yeah.
So that's one thing that happened on this date in history. But also in the year 1963, the Dominican Army overthrew the government of President Juan de Bosch, yes, in 1963. That was 7 months after the country's first democratic elections. Neither one is really worth celebrating.
Yeah.
But they happened, and we like to talk the history. But also in 1981, Belize did join the United Nations, so, some of the good things that kind of did happen around this time.
Big up to Belize. We're celebrating, in the middle of celebrating Hispanic American History Month or Latin American History Month.
Yes, which is this half month thing. I guess they steal a couple of still a few days here, still a few days there, but it's good. It's good.
It falls over a majority of Latin Americans' Independence Days, and so that's why they designed it like that between over the 2 months to make sure they captured most of those countries that all kind of had their similar rebellions and uprising and independence around the same time.
That's why Black History Unit be February and March too. We can steal some of March too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You go.
Nice.
So in more modern times, on the date, we had the release of American rapper Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. Snoop Lion. He released his reggae album, which on September 25th on 2013 spent 34 weeks on the #1 Billboard reggae albums chart. And
there's a lot of hate. I remember that. The Grammy hate was real.
It took a little getting used to the idea, And the thing was, initially when I heard of it, I thought, okay, culture vulture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just this reggae thing, like I can do that. I can do it. And then, so but what I got to find out was that he really took some time and did his research, and he worked and collabed with those he wanted to do a real representation for his version of reggae. And so I salute any authentic artistic endeavor,
Yes. And he was dipping one foot in, one foot out, but I learned some things seeing that documentary. At first it did seem like it was a ganja joke, here I am, the ganja man from the U.S. coming down to meet with the ganja man and from Jamaica. That's why I'm related to Bob Marley type of vibe. But he dug
Bob Marley reincarnated
through one good hit off of the chalice. But he dug deep. He talked to Bunny Wailer. He got into the Garrison. He gave back to the community with the community gardens that he was trying to work on down there. So he was making some good efforts. And as a Snoop Dogg fan, to some degree, I was happy to kind of see him leaning towards that his inner Rasta. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He collabed with Popcaan, Drake, Akon, Busta Rhymes, Chris Brown, Movado, Mr. Vegas, Collie-Bud, and others on that project.
His daughter and him have one of the baddest tunes on that album. His own daughter. So it's definitely has some classics on it. Snoop is on it. You know what I mean? Like you said, all these other great people. So
you know what? You did say it was an album that you really rated. I can't say that I've taken in the whole album.
Oh, Vegas! There's some tune on that album.
Well, others I may not have, but others definitely have.
Yeah.
Because it sold 21,000 units in the first week of release. Reggae music isn't doing that nowadays, folks. Reggae music is not doing that nowadays. We just had Beanie drop an album, Butcher drop it. We've had reggae music is not doing that nowadays.
No. And they had Major Lazer. He was in the documentary, and he did do some producing on that, along with Super Dupes. Dwayne Super Dupes, Chin Kui, and Dre Skull, all on that album. So there's some rhythms on that album. It's good production.
Yeah, sold 200,000 units globally to date, and was nominated for Best Reggae Album at the 56th Annual Grammy Awards.
Yeah,
if he won, it might have been some problems.
It was some problem. It was problems because even before the Grammys, I can remember the time because I had the DVD. I did have that DVD. But as the Grammy approached, that's when all these problems kicked off between him and Bunny Wailer. It was so many people that just were kind of switched on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was good that he put a foot in there and he brought some attention also to the Reggae Grammy as well.
It's been 10 years. Is there going to be a follow-up?
I think he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson, yo.
I mean, the album is still streaming. It's still doing this thing,
And that's the lesson that Snoop learned. He's a marketing genius. So, whether it's vulturing or not, he's running the label right now for Death Row label. He's a marketing genius. He knows how to keep his music in people's ears.
Hey, salute to Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion each and every time. Also, this week in Billboard Reggae charts, Bob Marley and the Wailers are on top for the 192nd consecutive week with the Legend album. And Shaggy's Best of Shaggy, the Boombastic collection, remains in the number 2nd position, with Sean Paul's Dutty Classics collection itching up to number 3. And at 4, Sean Paul's Grammy-winning Dutty Rock zooms up from 9. So Sean Paul, Shaggy, and Bob Marley dominate the top reggae albums.
You know who's missing?
Who's missing?
Byron Messiah.